Good morning, good afternoon. Hope you guys are all having a great day. My name is Jeb. I'm with the Conversion Pro member team, and it's my pleasure actually to go through some things today um, with what we're doing with Conversion Pro right now, and go through some simple processes. This is, of course, designed to be a Ask Me Anything session. So um, for those of you that are interested in asking questions, just feel free to ask away. Hey, James, how are you? It's good to see you. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Um, so, before I go, I'd like you guys to think about any questions that you might have or anything like that and put it into the chat, and then I'll get to them as soon as I can. Just a couple of small things I want to go through in terms of some changes that have happened with how we access some of the things that we have in terms of our knowledge base and courses. And then we'll open up for questions and see where we are. So let's get started. If you could just let me know if you can hear me just by hitting a 1 and putting it in the chat, that'd be great. Sometimes the audio on these things gets a little wonky, so I just want to make sure you all can hear what I'm saying. So um, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and assume that we're good. So we've made a couple changes. As a lot of you that came on board with us in the last several weeks, you know that we've had a membership area here accessible through the sidebar. What we've done is we have actually put most things in the sidebar that you might need direct access to, and we're going to be gradually phasing out that membership area for most members. This will make things a little bit easier. You won't have different logins and things like that to go through. But what you'll see like for onboarding, there's an onboarding course that you can access immediately from the sidebar, and then you can watch the video and then just go naturally to the next step. So it's all just right here, and you can open up a couple windows if you'd like and work it as you go. So you have this access point right away. And then this will also help us in terms of how we make sure you all get onboarded properly also. So this is available. You can also go right into the 7-day leads challenge, which of course, right when you are done with onboarding, we always encourage you guys to go into the 7-day leads challenge right away. They're designed to go one per day, obviously. And so it'll take you through all these courses or all these steps within the course, and let us know as you go. Let us know if you have any questions or things like that. But also, you can, of course, just go through and complete and then ask questions when you're done, however you like to do that. There is a direct link to our YouTube channel, which you guys are on right now. There's also a link to support request. This is where if you're having some sort of issue within Conversion Pro, you can submit the report here, and our team, it'll create a ticket, and our team will be able to jump right on that just right away. And then you can also just do a straight up email here if you'd like to just send a straight email. That's fine also, but the forms usually work out fine. So that is basically kind of this new sidebar issue. You'll see some more things showing up in the sidebar just to kind of help you through the process of going through Conversion Pro, of onboarding and getting everything set up, because we want to get you guys producing leads just as soon as possible. From this point, just make sure that if you haven't gone through the onboarding course and completed the onboarding, I know we've had some people who sometimes they'll go through and they'll just kind of do what they think they should do at the onboarding. They won't necessarily follow the steps, but it's important that you do follow the steps within these video courses, and that will help you get to a point where you're able to go to revenue as soon as possible. So that's obviously what we want to see for you guys and ladies. So if you can just go through that, that'd be great. And then the 7-day leads challenge also. Um, Now, this left-hand sidebar is kind of like your main center of where you find everything that you need to find in Conversion Pro. So the dashboard, once you have deals going through and stuff, you'll start seeing them there. You'll also be able to see that if you've created tasks for yourself, it will show up here. The conversations tab, again, kind of one of my faves. this will show you any sort of recent emails or for those of you using texting, any text messages that have happened that have come in. Also, you can access this conversations through your app. Hopefully, you've downloaded the app, and then obviously a lot of the magic happens within the site section and within the agency funnels. We have all these set up for you. Once they go through the funnel, then whichever funnel they go through, it does start an automatic workflow. All the workflows are basically labeled the same as the funnel pages, so you'll be able to see what's going on there. And then once they go through that, through the lead magnet funnels, then they go into the prospect follow-up workflows. Every single one of these, every single lead that comes in goes through there. They'll go through a direct call to action. This is just a, hey, saw that you're interested. Why don't we go ahead and get connected? There are, looks like there are now 5 emails, and they go over a period of like 3 or 4 days. So the whole idea is to get them to obviously click to work with you. And then if they don't do anything from that point, then they go to phase 2, which is story base. The nice thing is if they reply to anything, they get pulled right out of these, so they won't keep on getting these because you'll be in conversation. The story based thing, I believe it's now at 11 emails over approximately 30 days. And what these are all about is establishing your expertise as far as the process goes. You'll see they're very simple, based on conversation, talking about, you can go through and look at these. You can actually go through and edit them. Also, if you don't quite like how some of them are listed, but make sure if you see something in these brackets like this, don't mess with that, because those are wild cards with your custom fields, and we want to make sure that everything still works properly. So once they go through these funnels and these workflows, where we want them to end up is in the opportunity section. Sorry, test account. And you'll see that we have a lead flow pipeline, a listing pipeline, listings, and a purchase pipeline. So like, for example, you can see that we can start with the appointment stage. That's kind of what kicks them off. And then, it takes them through this. That way you'll be able to see like where all these people are in a clear, concise pipeline model. So that is a brief overview. If you guys have any questions, feel free to enter them now, and I'll do my best to answer them. This is designed to be mostly a ask me anything sort of format, so I like to give lots of opportunity for people to ask questions. So do we have any to start off? Okay, Todd went through the workflow day 2, and it mentioned something about a link. The link wasn't attached. Went through the workflow. Which workflow are you talking about, Todd? Which one? I just need you to tell me which workflow you're talking about, and I can assist. Is it a onboarding workflow that you're going through with us, or is it a workflow that is in your app for your clients? The first in the series. Which series, bud? Screen just to, 7-day challenge. Okay. Okay, so I went through the workflow day 2. It mentioned, okay, 7-day challenge. So I went to it from the sidebar. Do you have access to it through the sidebar? And then we go to here. Oh, okay, 7-day challenge is a screen you just showed. Through the workflow day 2, it mentioned something about a link and link. Oh, okay, gotcha. So there's a link for the lesson and it's not there. All right, let me get that. Is that what you're talking about? So what I'll do, Todd, is I will get us I'll get our team actually on that right away, if it's what I think it is. Again, Steve mentioned a link. Gotcha. Okay, I will get him on that right now. Screen just showed. Okay. Um, okay. I mentioned a link is available at the end of the session. Okay. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will go to work on that. Just give me a quick second here, real quick. Okay. Hold on. You always need to set up a workflow before the ad. Um, they work in concert. So without the workflow without the workflow, then when somebody clicks on the ad, then all you can do with the ad is they might just go to a web page or something like that. But then there's no follow up action without a workflow. So it's almost a chicken and the egg sort of deal. It depends on what sort of ad you're trying to run. If you're talking about a listings ad or something like that, then yeah, you'll want to go through and set the workflow part up kind of at the same time. They kind of work together like at the same time. So one does not really work without the other. You need to add to create traffic, and the traffic goes into a workflow, and that's where all the follow up and everything like that happens. So yeah, the workflow needs to happen at the same time. The only time that we do have several workflows created for you, and a lot of times people think about in terms of like what sort of ads they want to run and things like that. If you're going with a traffic model, which we encourage, then that means really just running people to the funnel. Now we've kind of gotten some interesting data back on how the funnels are working. I know that sometimes with our ads, we like to put people right into lead ads and things like that. And then at other times, so that lead ad doesn't go through the sales page or anything like that. They just click and then they get into the funnel, they get delivery, etc. On some of these are not for the listing ads and things like that, but for the lead magnet ads, we've been noticing a slightly higher quality of lead is coming in um, to it if we don't do a lead ad for the lead magnets, and all we're doing is we're sending them to the sales page. It seems like the quality of lead goes up. But for listing ads, it's totally different. We just want to do lead ads and getting as many people in as possible. Um, no such thing as a dumb question, Todd. When doing an ad, do I always need to do a video before the ad? Okay, so the content of your ad, we go into basic effectiveness. What we know is that video ads, particularly if you're using Facebook, far outstrip performance of non-video ads. So video ads actually have a much higher success rate. You meant a video with the ad. So yeah, I would if you're talking about a video to create a Facebook video ad, as opposed to just one that just has static imagery and things like that, I would always encourage you to do a video ad over a static ad. But the best thing is to do what you're comfortable with. So if you're just like, dude, I'm not going to do a video, get an ad running anyway. They'll still be successful, but video ads are just a lot more successful. And they also help kind of introduce you to the client. Also, they get to know you a little bit better ahead of time. Does that make sense? What about the Conversion Pro real estate format? Um, yes. Okay. Great. Okay. With the Conversion Pro RE format, does that refer to the? Did I answer that question already? I'm sorry. Sometimes doing these things over chat, there's always like delays and things like that, and I tend to expand on things, just kind of go off. But um, the main focus here is to get traffic started. So okay. Um, so it's kind of like when you think about in terms of priorities. I don't want you to get hung up on um, whether you need to do a video or not. The main focus is to get the ad producing traffic. So if you're kind of in a mode of you can't get to making a video right away, okay, then I would just get an ad up without a video. If that's how you get to traffic as soon as you can, then I definitely would just get the ad up. Don't use video, just use static. Just use static photos and things like that. Because the important thing here is get the ad up. That's the important part. Video is a tactic, so it is an improving tactic on an ad. Video ads, we know they outperform static ads on Facebook. However, static ads are great. They perform well. So you're not out of the you're not in a bad space just using static ads. We've done a lot of work. In fact, most of our ads, I'm pretty sure, don't have a video attached. If you want to ramp it up a little bit, then having a video attached to an ad is great. It's an add-on, it's an improvement. So yeah, definitely just get the ads up, and then if you have time or the wherewithal, do your own split test. Have one ad with just static imagery, and then have another ad with video, and see how they work, see how they compare, and do your own study. Because sometimes like with myself, I know that sometimes on ads I like to have several different options up. I'll run a few different types of ads going to the same goal and just evaluate like which one's better. Like it'll have a different type. Like one might be a video ad, one might be a lead ad, one might be just a traffic ad. And I'll run basically the same ad, but using the different formats available under those different types. And then I will just look and see which one's performing best. And if my best performer is video, if it's a static ad, if it's a static ad that goes to a web page, I mean, I'll have all these variations going. And then what'll happen is over time, I'll see that some have a better conversion rating. Some of the leads have higher quality. We know that leads in real estate in particular, because really when we get the lead in, we're still kind of a ways from revenue. It's not the same thing as like a sticks and bricks store where you just sell something right away. You'll notice that there's differences between them. All of them will work. This is just kind of fine tuning and getting to where you're spending dollars or putting gasoline on the right fire. But at the end of the day, every single last one of those types of ads does have the potential to work. It's just getting to that point where you have the best ones going. And so what I would do if it were me is I would create the easiest ad I could just right off the bat. Just get the verbiage together. I want to do a thing here in a couple weeks where I talk a little bit about Chat GPT and how to use that for this sort of thing. So what we'll do is just get the ad content up and just get it up there and see if you can start getting people to click on it. And then start working with variations of different types, going to different goals and things like that. But just, even the worst, even or the most straightforward ad, they still have had success in our system. They don't have to be like all the fancy schmancy stuff. So yeah, definitely get the ad up. So now that I beat that horse to death, I apologize. I tend to do that. So I'd like to real quick, I know we've heard from Todd. I know we had James on here earlier. So one of the things that I wanted to touch on here is just um, is to talk about a little bit about speed. Speed, money kind of loves speed. revenue love speed. So we want to make sure that we create a system that has as little friction as possible going through the onboarding process into the 7-day leads challenge. So that way you're getting leads just stacking up into your system, because our goal is to have a significant number of leads hitting your account or hitting your app every single day. What that means is that gives you an opportunity with those people to establish your expertise and be there to answer their questions in regards to real estate. You're basically building your customer base using this system. So, what would be the best approach to master system video sequence? Um, what would be the best approach to master the system? Are you talking about master the use of Conversion Pro, James? Um, I'm going to assume that's what you're talking about. The main thing here, James, is once you're onboarded, to go ahead and go through that 7-day leads challenge. Have you been through that? Did you go through those steps also? Okay. Have you created ads? Like, have you not only gone through the educational part, but have you applied it? Have you created ads and things like that? I jumped to the okay. So so maybe I misunderstand. So the big thing is so you went from onboarding right to the 37-day, or did you do the 7 day? Did you go onboarding 7 day then the 37-day? That's where I'm at. So 7-day leads challenge is next. Yeah, my suggestion for people is they go through onboarding, then the 7-day leads challenge, and then if they have access to the 37-day challenge, go for that after the 7 day. It's kind of because each one is kind of designed to the yeah, each one is really designed to work in sequence, because that 7 day will get you getting leads into your system right off the bat when you're complete with that. So yeah, so you go from onboarding to 7 day to 37-day. So the 7 day should come before the 37-day. If I hope that makes sense. Um, and the 37-day is kind of we're adding more content to it constantly. Just had a meeting with Steve, and we're adding, and that we have another 10 days worth of videos to get up and things like that. So you still have ample time, but going through that 7 day is really important. And I'll get that link taken care of, Todd and James. I'll get that taken care of right away. I already messaged Steve about it, and we'll get that part of it fixed. In the process of trying to take this to a system that doesn't require the multiple logins and all that sort of stuff, then we've really tried it. We may have just missed that one part. I found one the other day on the onboarding process where I'd forgotten to put the link in for the lead magnets. So that was one that I had to fix right away. So okay. James, that's funny. You're a funny guy. Okay. All right. So yeah, so onboarding 7 day and then the 37-day. Um, now, next, have you guys started using the social media planner yet? So the social media planner to me is one of the cooler tools kind of within the system. It does have some limits, but the cool thing about it is it does reduce some of the work that you may have. So we access the social media planner by going through the marketing tab, and you'll see there's a social planner. Um, so what you can do is you can take and plan all of these posts in advance. You can schedule them in advance. So if I wanted to schedule a post, I can do it several different ways. One of them is some people like to create like of a spreadsheet of social media entries, and then they'll just upload it all at once. It can work from that. Or we can go through and create new posts. One of the things I want to do, and I'll probably do it next week, is I want to actually get into how you can do some of these things using Chat GPT. You guys are probably aware if you've been watching what's going on. ChatGPT is basically an artificial intelligence content production engine, but it's really rather powerful in terms of what it can do. It can take, like, let's say, for example, you have a blog post that you've written. You can take that blog post and you can actually ask Chat to produce social media posts that will help you drive traffic to those blog posts. It's a pretty amazing tool. I want to make sure that we go through it. And what I'll do is likely next week is I'll be going through that, how to use ChatGPT with your Conversion Pro, because it should really, excuse me, it should really unlock some of the or eliminate some of the friction for what we have sometimes in terms of content production and things like that. There are some limitations to it. You will have to learn how to massage it a little bit. I've been doing a lot of work in ChatGPT the last several weeks, and so my hope is that I'm going to be able to create, have a session with you guys and show you just like if you have that little lock between understanding that you need to do things like create ads and all that, and in terms of what to put down on the ad or in terms of what to put down in social media. It's an incredibly powerful tool to help do that. So I'm looking forward to that next week. So I hope you guys are around for that. Um, or then the video will also be available on the YouTube channel in the stream section. So um, we'll probably be doing a lot of work towards ChatGPT in the next several weeks, just trying to make sure that our people understand how they can use it in the context of Conversion Pro already. So that's what's coming for next week. Do you all have any more questions? Okay, so awesome. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out through the support request thing over here on the left-hand side of the channel. Oh, James, I'm not using Jasper anymore. You know what? I've gone almost completely at Chat GPT now. I didn't think it would happen, but when they came out with the latest iteration of Chat, it's such an improvement. And yeah, and then I've also been able to utilize um, I'm sorry, an extension for Google Docs and Google Sheets for it. So yeah, I'm not using Chat, or I'm not using Jasper anymore, but I think Steve is still using Jasper. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask him, but I've moved on almost completely to Chat GPT. But it's got some tricks and things like that. I'm not trying to be specifically evasive. It's just a lot to go into. But I'll be doing more content towards this direction, definitely. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Just remember, if you have any questions or need support, please go to this forum and fill it out and get it to us so we can start to address those things. And thank you very much for taking part. And I'm looking forward to talking to you guys next week. So y'all take care. Have a great day.